Hi, I'm Bran, and I love Lifetime Christmas movies.
Hi, I'm Patrick Serrano, and I'm a Lifetime movie expert.
I'm Dan, and I despise Lifetime Christmas movies, and this is the Deck the Hallmark Podcast.
Deck the Hallmark, it's his podcast.
Brandon and friends host this podcast.
We hope you like this jolly podcast.
Hi.
Oh, boy.
Wow. All right.
Patrick, hi. Merry Christmas. How was your Thanksgiving? Was it good?
Oh, so good. Gobble, gobble.
Gobble,
I
gobble
had
to
to
you.
you, obviously. Yeah.
Of
No.
course. What did you eat the most of?
Well, I just had charcuterie because my family left me for Ecuador. They're all in Ecuador.
Oh.
I know. I come home, I move home, and my family's like, "We're gonna go to Ecuador. See you later."
Why did you not get the invite to Ecuador? You couldn't go with, or you just didn't want to?
I was invited, but I work in theater. In theater, you don't get to have
Theater
holidays.
waits for no one. That's right. That's the
Yeah,
song.
you've seen a Christmas movie or two
Yeah.
with theater people.
And also,
they
like,
don't
this is the
get
one.
holidays.
This is the one time of year where we get to hang out with Patrick every week.
I know.
And if he had gone
Very
to
nice.
Ecuador, that would have been brutal.
Would have been pretty mad.
I could still record in Ecuador. They have the internet.
They do? That's great
What?
news. You love to see
You
that.
know-
Somewhere outside of America has the internet.
I
This
don't
is
believe it.
crazy.
Sometimes though they do lose power for days. So the rainwater powers the electricity there. So if it doesn't rain, then they don't have electricity. They have to turn it off.
Wow, they shut it down.
Man.
They shut it down. We are talking about Christmas in the Spotlight today. Patrick, you made some demands about the way in which we were going to talk about this movie and who you wanted to talk
I did.
about
That's
this
right.
movie with.
You've brought a guest.
You brought a guest. I feel like we're setting up like show and tell. Like, what'd you bring?
I know.
So what'd you
It
bring?
is show and tell.
Yeah. What
So,
we got
I
going
think
on
you
here?
said he made demands like we would never have a guest on
No,
this program.
we
but
don't do
Patrick
guests.
was
Right?
like, there's somebody I'm bringing, and it was a whole thing. We had to make his rider. We didn't think it was going to happen.
We
but
did.
We finally came. To
Only
You got- you got
the
all those
red
M&Ms?
M&Ms.
Yeah, you got them all.
Oh
though?
yeah, just
Yeah.
the red ones.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got them
Yeah.
all. So we have an oldie but a goodie here. Used to be the editor of my blog. God bless, because that blog has so many grammar mistakes now. And was on the podcast when we covered eating disorder movies. Rebekah Frese is here. Say hi, Rebekah.
Hello. How are you guys?
Hello.
Doing great. How about you?
I'm great.
So why'd you quit doing the blog? Was it just the amount of work that you
Yeah.
had to do to fix all the spelling, or?
It was a lot of work, and I couldn't. I had a full-time job, and
Yeah.
this was another full-time job, and I just couldn't keep
It was,
up.
I think that's
and I
fair.
didn't have the budget to keep paying her to, then I started writing a lot of blogs, and I was like, I don't know if I can pay you what I've been paying you for each blog.
Yeah.
But Rebekah is here today because this movie deals with Taylor Swift, and I felt like Aaron needs some backup. Aaron gets a lot of crap on the show, being the producer. And
Hold
We're
on,
talking-
I don't know
Wait a
if
minute.
that's fair. Aaron, do you
Wait,
get a lot of
are
crap?
you guys-
Aaron,
Are-
you don't get a lot of crap.
I mean,
You
I think
guys.
I think I get a lot of crap, but it's like with love.
it's
Okay.
with love. It's with love.
All right. I don't know if
Okay,
that's any
look,
better.
I didn't mean
One
to
time
start
he called me
start-
trash girl.
Okay, wait a minute. Of
All right.
all the things,
Trash girl, take a step back.
of
just
all
a
the
second.
things that have happened over the last 2 years that have mostly been Bran, you picked that out? Unbelievable.
Okay. All right. What I'm saying is Aaron knows a lot about Taylor Swift, I'm sure, but we needed someone to come who had seen the movie so we could understand the Taylor Swift reference and context, right? Because it's not going to be me, it's not going to be Bran,
No.
and it's not going to be Dan. So
No.
we had to have an expert.
What makes you an expert on all things
Yeah.
Taylor Swift?
Give us
Rebecca?
your Swifty resume.
I love her. First of all, that seems like a big one.
It's a big one, yeah.
I have dressed up as her 3 times for Halloween.
Sure.
What eras?
So first time it was the
question.
Reputation era Taylor
Sure.
Swift.
Yeah.
And then the
The
second
worst
time it
era,
was-
I think we can all agree.
Okay.
Yeah, absolutely.
We're just choosing violence.
Nobody
right
made
off
her
the
do
bat.
that. Don't act
I'm
like
sorry.
it was us.
I'm
yeah.
sorry. I'm
Sorry,
sorry.
go ahead.
Then the red era.
Sure.
And
Of course.
then this last one I did a Midnights. era.
A Midnight's era.
Classic
Yeah.
Midnights. You and I dressed up for the Midnights era.
Which
See, and you guys, we couldn't have named all those eras.
No, we
Oh,
can't.
no, I couldn't.
Between the three of
That
us.
was only some of them.
It's all been downhill for her since 1989. That's been our take.
I
so
agree
we
with
don't
that.
know.
But Rebekah, if you could only listen to one Taylor Swift album for the rest of your life, which album would it be?
Oh, it'd be Reputation.
Yeah.
Hands down.
Producer
All right.
Aaron Shea is with you on that.
Actually,
Yeah.
I don't think I am.
You,
Oh, wow.
You
Well, you went
praise
like
I
hands.
know.
this.
I know. I got really excited because I every cell in my body needs Reputation Taylor's version. But until I get
Thank
that,
you.
I do think I'm choosing Tortured Poets Department.
Wow.
Interesting.
I know.
Wow.
I know.
I would have chosen Midnights.
No, I don't love Midnight's as much.
Okay. All
This
right.
is-
Well, this is tough.
I know.
Should
Patrick,
we
what
shut
about
it
you?
down?
Do you have a Taylor Swift album that you like?
Yes, the 7-Eleven or maybe Target Christmas album, of
yeah.
course.
No, of course.
The
Classic.
is that the most? Was that what Christmas Tree Farm is on, or is that the one
no.
with Santa?
Christmas Tree Farm is just a single.
So is that the one with like Santa Baby on
Yeah.
it? Oh, that just sucks.
Yeah.
I hate that. I hate that. I hate it. I actively hate her rendition of Santa Baby and Silent Night.
Wow.
Wow.
I'm sorry.
Whoa.
Man.
I
Okay.
said what I
You
said.
can send your emails to Brian at deckthehallmark.com.
That's exactly right. That's
Right?
exactly right. This was what did you know going into this movie? Were you aware that this was obviously this movie got a little bit of buzz because of the correlation and the connection? What did you know about it going into this, Rebekah?
About this movie. So
Yeah.
I did listen to y'all's preview
Oh,
episode.
I'm sorry.
Thank you for that.
Yep. I knew more about the Hallmark movie,
Okay.
but this one, very clearly about Taylor Swift, but never explicitly says so.
Yeah, they can't,
Um,
right?
I don't think so.
Right, because they didn't.
That's
Oh
bad.
no way Lifetime paid for the rights for
No,
this. They didn't even say NFL. Like they didn't even pay the
Wow.
NFL for the rights, right? Which I guess we'll get to that in a little bit.
Oh, yeah.
But I knew pop star falls in love with a football player, and then I just watched from there.
All
I
right.
mean, kind of big, kind of. Are there? I would assume there's some pretty significantly obvious Taylor Swift Easter eggs in this film. Yes or no?
Absolutely.
Okay.
If I got them, then they're obvious.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. That's what I need to know.
And I would just want to say, like, the pop star falls in love with the football player is such an obvious plot. Like, why has no one thought of this before?
It's so weird that it took it being so big in the cultural zeitgeist for people to be like, we should make a movie about it. It's a trope,
It's like-
right? That's
Yeah.
something.
It's like a no-brainer. It's like duh, this should totally be a thing. But no one's ever thought of this before. It's crazy to me.
It's
It is.
weird. I do feel like in these movies where there's a celebrity, sometimes it's an athlete on Hallmark or Lifetime, the other person has to be a behind the scenes person. Like they have to be like a
Yeah.
personal assistant, or they worked on the set, or they're a reporter. They're never these two. The trope is never big star, now two big stars. They never do that. And they probably should. I think they should. I think it makes a lot of sense. I'm interested to hear how Lifetime did it, but I think in general, probably a good idea.
Yeah, the
Yes,
Hallmark
I think-
movie. Oh, sorry.
Oh.
Go ahead, Patrick.
No, yeah, go ahead. Let's talk about the Hallmark movie at the top because we're going to dive into Lifetime.
Then right, the Hallmark movie did the star person behind the scene.
Both
right?
actually
It was-
are behind the scenes in it.
Oh,
The
but
Hallmark-
he's a CEO of the football or something like that, right?
We've seen it. It's not out as of this recording. So
It comes out tonight. Yeah.
It comes out tonight. Okay, so we still can't really give our take on it. But
Got it.
he works for the fan. He's not the CEO even. He's the guy that works for fan engagement,
That's
but
right.
he's one of 4 project managers, which is the weirdest part of that movie. Actually, is that aspect of it. So yeah, neither of them are really famous, but they bring in plenty of cameos for what that's worth.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Of actual famous people because this movie has no famous people.
No.
in it.
Yeah, no, this
yeah,
people,
no.
yeah, this movie
Maybe
does.
Jeannie Mai. You could say Jeannie Mai, who I love, but I don't know if she's famous. I don't think
Who
people
is
know
that?
her.
I don't know who that is.
Jeannie Mai was Jeannie Mai was the agent. She was on The Talk, I think, maybe, and she was on a like HGTV show or
the
E!
fact
or
that
something.
you're the only one that knows who she is
proves
means
our
not.
point.
Yeah, I think
No
that'll
famous
probably.
people. No famous people.
4 out of 5
I love
dentists
Jeannie Mai.
don't know who Jeannie Mai is.
Jeannie Mai.
Okay, the movie also stars notable people like Jessica Lord and oh boy,
Already.
Laith Walshling. He should have changed his name.
Wow.
Laith. I'm just saying. Look, this
What's
is
the
a
name
hard
of this
one.
movie?
Christmas
In the Spotlight.
Laith
Christmas in the Spotlight.
Walschlager is what I would say.
Okay.
Walschlager.
Look, Walschlager. You're right. There we
Yeah.
go. It just doesn't roll off the tongue.
It is not as easy to pronounce as Jessica Lord.
Yeah, Laith
Yeah, we
Walschlager.
go with.
Yeah.
Okay, all right. Well, I think he's going to be a big deal.
I've
just
never
from
seen
seeing him
any
in
of these two people before.
Either.
These two.
No.
I've never seen either of these.
What
two
did I
people.
say?
I've never seen any of these two.
I've never seen any of them.
seen any part of them.
Never seen any of them.
Okay.
Are either of these two leads, Jessica Lord or Laith, do they have a lifetime experience or no?
No, this is their first Lifetime movie, so
this
it was
movie
great.
cost
I mean, I'm
$8 to make, like nothing.
Well, Discount Tire.
yeah, pretty much paid the budget.
This
on
movie
bad boy.
is sponsored by Discount Tire, and
yep.
that's all you need to really know about this movie. Big Discount
Yeah.
Tire fans.
Also, there's no like characters from this movie may have based on. There's no disclaimer at the
Nothing.
beginning.
No.
It's just
No,
a
no, no.
We don't get it.
standalone movie.
Yes. And I was reading a thing about the writer and like how she came up with the idea and like, no mention of like I based this on Taylor and
It just so
whatever.
happens they finally picked my script up.
It came to me in a dream. I've been pitching this movie for years. Trust me.
Yes. Okay. So let's jump in. The movie starts with a video shoot. We're like on set, and it's a bop Christmas pop song. It's called "I'll Be Alone for Christmas," and it's female empowerment. It is with lyrics like "I'm the star on my own tree," "Merry Christmas to me." The pop star's name is Bowen Sykes, not Bowen Yang, which I kept writing Bowen Yang, and no.
What if
Bowen
Bowen Yang
Sykes.
was in this movie, though?
Would have been great.
Would've been
There's
great.
no way it could have been worse.
We love Bowen.
And I don't know anything about this movie, but Bowen Yang makes everything better. Come on.
Yeah,
True. Very true.
I like the song for what that's. I think we heard two different songs in this movie, and I like both of them.
We do.
For what that's worth.
Yeah. They're both very Swifty.
Yeah, Rebekah, would you say like I could hear a little Swift inspiration? I don't know, maybe a little bit.
Sure. Like
Uh-oh.
Discount Tire version of Taylor Swift.
Discount Tire version.
Fair.
That's
Like
right.
Absolutely.
for a movie about a musician, the songs were not very good.
There it is. This is the take that I
Okay.
need.
Well, they were
You
catchy.
two knuckleheads.
I
don't have
enjoyed
any-
it. I was like, this is
I
nice.
thought they were great.
I
For a
think the
lifetime
problem-
lifetime
I
budget.
like Rebekah a lot. I
I've
just want
heard
that.
I have heard a lot of songs in made-for-TV movies, and this is as catchy as they come.
What?
They are like made for the movie.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I don't know
we
if
didn't
you-
have to watch the children sing.
That's right.
True. No,
That's right.
No children singing. They implied children singing, but we didn't actually have to hear
We
it.
didn't have to watch it.
That's the
Which
best.
we
otherwise-
love.
It's the best type of kid
We
singing.
love that.
It's one that's just implied.
So Bowen Sykes is a world-renowned pop star, but she wants something more. She doesn't have she's getting bored with the whole pop star thing. Her manager, Jeannie Mai, who we'll call Myra in this movie, she only speaks in Taylor Swift lyrics. Okay, she let me give you an example.
Okay.
Dan, why are you being so mean? You don't like my jacket? Well, I have a bad reputation for wearing jackets all the time, and you might want to take a picture because that picture is a picture to burn. You know what I'm saying?
I don't know about you, but
I gotta be honest. I didn't pick up on any of this.
Let me keep going. I got this teen jacket when I was 15, but now I'm 22, and
She did not say that. I do remember
She
the jacket.
did.
She said I had it since I was 15 and now I'm 22.
Well,
She
no,
didn't say-
but she said she was 15.
Yeah,
But,
I do remember
You
that.
get the idea.
What's
Yeah.
so funny is I didn't even pick up. I heard her say, "I've had it since I was 15," and I was like, "It's okay, all right." This is a weird addition to this movie.
It happens over and over.
Yeah, I did write down all of the song lyric references.
Oh,
Oh
okay,
my
but
gosh,
go-
how
go-
many you got?
1, 2, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15,
No
16, 17.
way.
Oh my gosh.
And then I
17?
I checked my work with an Entertainment Weekly listicle.
Of course.
Of course.
And they did not have 17. They had much fewer. So I feel like they should have hired me to do the list.
Yeah, hire the
That's like
Taylor Swift
one every
expert.
5 minutes, guys. That is
Oh, yeah.
that is a Taylor Swift lyric reference every 5 minutes of movie
But
time. Oh my
they
goodness.
left some very obvious ones on the table.
Can you get I literally didn't pick up on any of it. Can you
At
just
any
give me
point
a
does
couple
she say,
of
"Look
them?
what
I
you
don't-
made me do," or I got a blank space, or
Sure.
Okay, great.
Well, she did when they agreed that they when she agreed that she was going to go out with the football player, she said, "Let the games begin," which is from Are You Ready for It? Right at
Great.
the beginning. And then there was the title of The Alchemy, when the reporters are talking about how you can't deny the alchemy between these two people,
Oh my God.
which I don't think is how you're supposed to use the word alchemy, but we're going to let it slide. And then, the Why You Gotta Be So Mean. Right.
Oh yeah.
Wow.
Definitely.
Man.
I'm telling you, most
There's
of
so
them
many.
are given to Jeannie Mai to work into her.
This
lines.
writer not admitting that it has anything to do with Taylor Swift.
She wrote
is
it a
just
long time ago. If anything, Taylor took it from her.
literally
If anything.
listen to Shaggy. It wasn't me.
It wasn't
was
me.
like, I'm just going to stick by it. This has nothing to do with him. I don't know what you're talking about.
That's right.
Yes. Okay, so we cut to the football field, and more importantly, the locker room. We get right to the locker room. I was like, "Whoa, I wasn't expecting this." The football player's name is Drew Gonville. He's shirtless. He's talking about not getting signed. His brother is the more famous quarterback named Rob.
He even has a brother?
Yes,
He has a
But-
brother,
but
a
in
more
this movie,
famous
they
brother.
play on the same team.
Okay.
His brother's a quarterback,
So it can't be the Kelseys.
It's definitely not the
Yeah,
Kelseys.
duh.
Very different.
Very different. And see, this is where also I'm in a bit of a blind spot. I'm like, I don't know anything about the football side of this. So Rob throws Rob and his wife, Nicole, who only wears high heels in the movie. I just thought it was weird that she's like the mom of the movie, but she's walking around the house in full high heel, stilettos.
And looks like she's never actually walked in them a day in her life.
Uh-oh.
True,
Oh, wow.
true. Hey,
Yeah.
I mean, it takes a lot of practice. You got to put in the work early. You got to
Right.
start when you're
Can
young.
I slide in another Taylor Swift reference here?
Sure.
His
Please.
name is Drew, which is the infamous reason for the teardrops on her guitar.
Yeah. Yeah.
We were talking
And-
about that.
Yeah,
you and I,
beforehand.
yeah.
Yeah, and his number is 13, which is her favorite number as well.
Wow.
Which is very well known among the Swifties.
When
so
you said that you brought a Taylor Swift expert, Patrick, I didn't for the life of me think we should be paying Rebekah for this kind of work. This is great stuff.
Look,
I do my best.
I knew I was gonna miss it all. I know when you say Taylor Swift's favorite number is 13, I'm like, I have heard that. Yes,
I've heard that.
I
I
knew
haven't.
that.
I didn't know that.
Just like I knew Britney Spears is from a lot of I don't know where she's from. I can't remember.
Come again?
What is that noise? Is there a
don't know.
rocket ship landing in the background?
I don't know what that is.
Somebody
but
who was
it's
going
fun.
to give away Britney Spears' hometown, and so everyone showed up like, not on my watch. Whoa.
Okay,
You about to
okay,
say
all right,
where
all
she's
right.
from?
Don't say it.
No.
She's from Waka Waka Wahala.
Yeah,
So
okay.
everybody knows.
Great. See, I'm just saying that's why we have Rebekah. So,
we're in the locker room.
We're in the locker room now. We're having a birthday party for the niece. The niece loves Bowen. She has a Bowen themed party. She does a little dance. It's really cute. Kid's not an annoying kid. The kid's like a normal kid, maybe slightly child actory, but not terrible. We got some traffic going
It's a
on.
traffic situation.
Are we being raptured?
Yeah, it's a traffic jam. Getting up to heaven.
Is the rapture real and I missed it?
Yes. But
Okay.
go ahead.
For her birthday, Drew gets his niece a concerts to the whatever
Concert
Bowen
tickets.
concert.
Kids
Yeah.
make
Gets her a
concerts.
concert. Gets concert tickets. Yeah.
Yes.
And
And they
because
talk about they talk about Bowen as a celebrity, right? They drop a lot of Taylor stuff here too.
this is where the mom says, "Oh, she's gone full Arrowhead," because much like Taylor Swift has the Swifties, Bowen has the Arrows. That's what they call themselves, the fan base, because 'cause
Oh,
Bowen
her name's
Arrows.
Bowen. Yeah.
Yes, bow
Yeah.
and arrows.
And
Yes.
Arrowhead is also the name of the stadium where the
Chiefs
Chiefs
Stadium.
play.
It
That's
should have been
crazy.
renamed decades ago.
That's
but
crazy.
yes, it is
How
called
about that?
Arrowhead.
I mean, that
Yeah.
seems like a different podcast.
Yeah,
topic.
fair.
But all right.
We
That's what I
brought in
do.
the expert
Yeah,
to
that's right.
talk,
That's
talk about that. Come on in. No.
Oh, there we go. Okay, so the niece and Drew go to the concert. He's like recording the concert with his flash on for some reason. They sneak backstage and they get to meet Bowen, and he's like, "I'm a bomber," and she's like, "What?" And he's like, I know, I don't have a bomb. Like, I'm like,
Is this
and
real?
she's like, "You have a bomb?" Yes, this is real. That's the name of the team. The
Yes.
team's name is like the Bomber.
The
football
Bombers?
team.
The bombers. And he
Uh-huh.
walks up to her and says, "I'm a bomber." And then he says, "I don't have a bomb."
This just seems like a mistake you would make.
It was the best.
Yeah.
It made me laugh. It made me.
It was
laugh
so like he's so awkward. Like, he's this big football star, but he is like such a little like goober. It was adorable.
It was very.
We
cute.
loved it.
He's a bomber.
And they take pictures or whatever, and life moves on.
Yeah,
And the niece is like,
I was just gonna
Yeah.
say he tries to take he takes a picture of his niece with Bowen, and then he's like, "Can I take a picture with you?" He asks for consent to put his arm around her, which she really liked. And then before right as he goes to take the selfie, her manager calls her, so she looks away. So he doesn't actually have a good picture of the two of them together.
Mm.
But he's gonna post it anyway.
got it. Okay. So,
Patrick
You
could
saw
not
it,
have
right?
been more
You saw it, right, Patrick?
completely uncaring about your drop.
It was stupid. It was
It's
a
like,
stupid drop.
Got it. Thanks,
It was a
Bran.
stupid drop.
Back to what I've prepared.
I just want to say one more thing about this interaction. The niece is like drags him, and she's like, "You're so weird, Uncle Drew. I'm never gonna have cousins because you're never gonna get married and find a woman."
Yeah.
And
The kid is harsh in this one.
She's very mean.
Yeah.
She's very
She's-
mean.
She is quippy.
she's mean.
And
I would
everybody
say, why you
knows
gotta be
Taylor
so mean?
Swift has a niece who's also really mean. It's a tie-in.
Yeah.
to
There's
the-
Yeah.
a whole Mean
No,
Niece
I'm getting
album
told it's
that
not
she made.
It's not true.
Called
Hey, if the experts didn't say it, it's not true.
I
My
gotta be honest.
Niece Janie is not an album. I didn't know that.
It's coming out next year. She's gonna
That's
drop
true.
it.
That's Taylor's next
Without
album.
announcing it,
Yeah,
yeah.
that's right.
It's gonna be
It's
great.
12 songs, 8 minutes
Even
long
though the
each. Sorry, go ahead.
picture's very bad, even though the picture's not great, Drew can't stop thinking about Bowen. He posts on social media and he's like, "Hey, come to a game sometime." He's just putting it out there in the world. And Jeannie Mai sees it and she's like, "Oh my gosh, you have to date this guy. I'm the football person. I love football." She starts talking about all his stats and all the football things that I don't understand, and neither does Bowen, by the way.
That's
Bowen's
right.
like, "I don't know anything about football." They're drinking wine the whole time. There's a lot of wine drinking in this movie, might I add. But since Jeannie Mai is the agent, she's like, "You could get more fans. You could get the Super Bowl halftime show."
Yeah.
They
Think
call it
about
the
it.
Big game.
The big game.
The big
That's
game.
right.
Yeah, you can't say Super Bowl.
No.
Yeah,
Big game.
they didn't say.
Yeah.
And Taylor Swift has never done the Super Bowl halftime, right? Oh well, like
So
she's so
she's
should.
like
Why have?
like very famously turned it down, right?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And yeah. Oh, go ahead.
Aaron.
Well, for years she couldn't because it was sponsored by Pepsi and she has a Coke sponsorship. So for years she couldn't. It's no
Yeah.
longer sponsored by Pepsi. She could, but she doesn't need to.
Yeah. Yeah. I was more recently though, there's always rumors and she always is like she doesn't. Yeah, I don't know if they've offered
Who's
or not, I guess.
who's doing the halftime show this year?
Kendrick Lamar.
Lamar. So
Ah,
I think
okay.
we're all winning there. Sorry.
I've heard of her. Yeah, I've heard of her. Great.
Sponsored by Discount Tire though now, which is huge. Get.
Yes.
Huge get.
Super Bowl
Absolutely.
halftime show sponsored by Discount Tire.
I know
Wow.
everyone's getting a discount.
Big.
So
Everybody is
they
on.
do get in touch. Bowen and Jeannie and I reach out and set up a date. But they don't like give him like any more info. They just reach out on social media. It's like how I do most of my business dealings. I reach out on social media and I don't actually like exchange numbers and we just DM on Instagram. That's how Rebekah got on the show.
Right. That's actually kind of true. The message that she sends though is like, if you see an unknown number, like make sure you pick up.
Yeah.
So he gave her his number and then was just like, I guess I will answer every call that comes in.
Which he gets a lot of unknown number calls for the next 3 days.
He does.
Lots of spam calls and he's answering them all. His niece is literally playing tea with him, like a tea party. And she's like, I can tell you're stressed out. Here. And she gives him like the little teapot and she's like, spill the tea. And I was like, wow, this child is sassy.
She's
And
sassy.
then the phone rings. She answers the phone and it's Bowen. And she's like, he died.
Right. This is where she says, I'm sorry, Uncle Gonzo can't come to the phone right now.
Because
dead.
she's dead. Yeah.
Yep, which is another look what you made me do lyric.
I was just like, man, this little girl's ruthless. That's
No,
brutal.
I would have caught that one. I feel
Yeah,
like.
I think if now that I know, I'm sure I would pick up on some. I just wasn't even thinking to look for, which is my fault. I'm a dummy. Look what you made me do.
No,
That's
you're
why
not
I'm
a
here.
dummy.
That's right.
So they set up a little dinner date, a post-practice dinner date. Bowen sends a car, and the car has a bag and in the bag is a disguise for Drew to wear. It's a Santa costume. So when he, leaves the car, no one will see it's him since they're like high-profile secret romance. And he's taken to an airplane hangar, which we all know about Taylor's airplane carbon emissions, and
That's right. I do
Unlike
know
other
about that.
planes, her planes
It's the only
emit
one. The
her
only
plane-
one
carbon.
emission.
That's right. Yeah. I can't believe
her plane's
she chose,
notoriously. Yeah.
She chose a plane that was bad for the environment. When there's so many planes out there, she
Yeah.
could have chosen. It's like she doesn't care.
I don't know about Taylor Swift, but I know she has a bad carbon footprint. That's okay.
That's what we know.
You said
Okay.
it. You said it. Speaking of bad carbon footprints, let's take a break. Here on Deck the Hallmark. Welcome back to the Discount Tire podcast. We're talking about
Presented by Philo, actually. It's
presented by
not
Philo.
presented. It's
No,
just Philo.
the movie is.
.tv/DTH.
That's exactly
not
right.
Discount
And you
Tire.
could watch the movie on Philo and find out that the movie is indeed sponsored by
There it
Discount
is.
Tire.
And you can watch us there as well.
Yes, you can.
Yep.
Patrick, he just got to the airport hangar. They're about to have their first date.
It's going to
On
be
the
terrible for the
airplane,
environment.
on the
That's
private
right.
jet.
Yeah.
They don't fly anywhere.
Oh,
So
interesting.
I think maybe Bowen doesn't really fly the plane. It's just for fun. It's just her little club, and they have dinner, have some wine. They watch a movie on an iPad, and
where he says, I feel
Oh.
like I'm in a movie, which Taylor does have a song called If We Were a Movie, that was originally written for Hannah Montana.
Oh, well,
You
I
like
love
Hannah
Hannah.
Montana?
There you have
I
it.
love Hannah Montana.
It's the best of both worlds.
Yeah.
Why don't we lead with the Hannah Montana
Yeah.
references? So they talk about things, and we learn that she wasn't really close to her parents. Like her mom was a gypsy level stage mom,
Sure.
things are not good in that relationship. Like Bowen is estranged from her whole family, and her dad died, and this is very much not in line with Taylor Swift's life. Like Taylor Swift has like very supportive parents. Even I know that. And
The writer's like,
Drew
they're very different people.
very different people.
You just gotta cover
but
the
she's
bases.
she's lost the joy for performing. She doesn't like, she's like wanting more fun in her life. And Drew's like, I promise I will bring fun into your life. I'm a fun guy. I will take you on a second date and we are going to have fun.
That's right.
And he's, but he does the Mandy Moore thing. He does the Mandy Moore thing. And
That's right. Walk to remember.
Walk to remember.
That's right.
Don't fall in love with me. Or, and then I'll get leukemia and die.
That's right. And everyone knows Walk to Remember, Taylor Swift's favorite movie.
Yep.
No,
Okay.
Rebekah, what were you going to say?
I'm trying to.
Oh,
It better
no, they
not
even
be-
do a
Go ahead.
they even do a pinky promise about it.
Mm,
That comes up later.
Pinky promise.
yeah, I would hope
Hey,
that
Pinky
Walk
Promise.
to Remember is not anyone's favorite movie. Let me be very clear.
Oh boy.
Well, it's someone's, and
I'm sorry for
not
that.
mine.
Yeah.
It's not mine. But I have seen it a lot. Anyways, so we get our Jake Gyllenhaal character introduced in this little random scene.
Jake Gyllenhaal character.
He's like a mix between a Jake Gyllenhaal and a Joe Alwyn.
Oh.
Yeah.
Looks more like Jake Gyllenhaal.
that. Yes.
Reputation more like Joe Alwyn.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
Great. Yeah. You got that, right?
I tracked
Okay.
that. I wrote that
Those
down.
are the vibes that you
I
got.
thought that was
Well-
a great reference.
Great.
For Bran, the character's name's Hudson Peters. He's the ex-boyfriend actor who wants who wants Bowen. Now I'm getting all confused. He wants Bowen to go on a red carpet with him for publicity, and he's like, you could possibly, be dating anybody else because you're unlovable and you're terrible and everyone hates you. And,
Wow.
he's like nagging her, and then Jeannie Mai's like, you need to drop dead and you're the worst, and I'm not joking. Like, I actually hate you. Get out of my face.
That's right. He is the
It's
worst,
interesting.
to be fair.
He is the worst. But Drew, the relationship's still going on. It's a big secret, though, huge secret. Drew asks Bowen if he can tell his mom, and she says that's okay. Like, you can tell your mom as long as she keeps it a secret. So he asks his mom for the secret family lasagna recipe, and it's really cute because the brother walks in on them like talking, and he's like, what secret are you guys talking about? And the mom's like a notorious terrible liar. So she's like, kind of like me thinking of Britney Spears' hometown.
Yeah,
and-
McGillicuddy.
Right.
Walla
Yeah,
Walla.
Walla Walla. And she's like, oh, the lasagna recipe. He wants me to give it to him, but I'm not going to. But she does, and it impresses Bowen. She's like, this has got to be like so good. Like, I love that you're close to your family. They just have they admire each other. Like, she likes his family reputation, and he likes like her hustle, her work.
That's right.
Flow.
So she's gonna come to his family's cabin, and he's gonna make lasagna, and it's gonna be a whole thing. She kind of like comes out of the woods in a big jacket and a mask, and I don't know where she came from really,
What?
but that's
She
how
comes in full sunglasses, black jacket, hood up, scarf, and like a ski mask.
Yeah, I don't know where she came from. She said she parked, got dropped off, and came through the woods, is what she says, right?
It could be a walk through the woods, you might say. Is that a Taylor Swift song? No.
She came
Out
out
of
of the woods.
Could be a walk to
Oh, there you go.
remember, I
Thank
think.
you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Into
Out of the
woods.
woods. She came out of the woods.
Is that why she said it? Out of the woods?
Probably.
Did you write that
Probably.
down?
I didn't write that one
We're
down.
up to
Actually,
18.
we're up to 18. Yeah,
Wow.
I'm gonna write it down right
Write
now.
that down. Send
Yeah,
it to EW.
write that down. Yeah, be like, look, guys, I have some notes. Okay, but they're like doing a puzzle, like in the cabin. She loves puzzles. That helps her de-stress. And who knew a puzzle could be so sexy? Like, they're like, having really steamy chemistry.
They
and
sexify
I
the
thought-
heck out of this puzzle. They're like,
It is the
sexified
it
puzzle.
is.
It's like
Yeah.
they're like doing a thing, and he's like, it's gonna go here, and then a puzzle
Yes.
here, and it's like, all right.
Oh, Absolutely.
You're doing
Why are
puzzles
you
wrong this whole time.
Reenacting what happens when we do puzzles.
I'm sorry. I know that
Seemed
for
like
you
a
and I,
personal
but
thing for you to just
it's a very
philo.tv/DJ
special
And then
puzzle time.
she crawls into his lap.
crawls into his lap.
Yeah, to distract him because apparently they're racing to do the puzzle.
Yeah, it's a race.
There's a lot of contests in these TV movies
That
for
was
no
very.
reason.
That was very.
They then go into the kitchen because they're gonna try some pie, and
The pie is ready.
the pie's ready. She accidentally, or he somehow, wine spills on his shirt, so he has to take
Oops.
off his shirt, and she has never seen a shirtless guy in her life. Is blown away by this fella's abs.
Well, actors and
Whole body.
indie rockers strumming guitars, they don't get you abs like that.
They don't.
Yeah,
They
that's
don't.
right.
And she's like, "Can I
Dan-
touch the
Yeah,
abs?"
Dan.
It's a whole thing.
She says, "Can I touch your abs?" And
She
then
doesn't.
she proceeds to touch like 1, 2, 3, 4.
Oh my
like
gosh.
It's like it's Simon, you know.
And
So-
she says, "Can I touch your abs?" And he says, "You can do whatever you want to with them."
Yeah,
You can do whatever you want
that.
to with them.
I don't know, something like that.
to his
Yeah.
abs.
To his abs.
To his abs, yes.
And we'll stop there.
Yeah, that's it.
Well, that is where it stops because the rest of the football team shows up at the cabin. They're all broing out.
right.
They're like honking their horn outside, and they're like,
Okay, we love you.
like we're here, and
The whole football team, like all
No,
55
just a few,
of them?
just a
Okay.
couple.
Got
His
it.
brother.
I don't
and-
know how many is on a football team, but it seemed like the whole team to me.
There's more than
4
that,
out of
I
5?
think. Yeah.
5.
Yeah.
Shit.
There were like 4 of them.
Okay, so not
Okay,
maybe
then.
not even
The
a
whole
tenth
squad
of the football.
pulls up.
Got it.
Not even a whole side.
No.
Oh no, the kicker, the quarterback, and the wide receiver.
Look at
and
you.
then the bench.
The-
The man on the bench.
Running back. What position?
Well,
what position does
We need a center.
Travis Kelsey play?
Tight end.
I know
Oh.
you knew
Sorry.
that. I was asking
Oh,
Patrick.
I would have never known.
But Aaron's
I
here
would've-
for trivia today.
Did you think Dan didn't know?
Yes.
What in the world, guys?
I zoned
Okay,
out for
okay.
a minute and then I heard a trivia
Aaron was like,
question
"I'm
and I
in."
responded.
In her defense,
Aaron
her
loves
trivia
trivia.
place, her trivia
Give me
place
another
closed
one.
down. She's having a tough time. She's trying to find a new
Well, give
trivia
you a.
place.
I don't know any more football references.
All right.
But Drew is like, Bowen, you have to hide. She goes and runs and hides. Like
Outside.
outside.
Yeah.
She's freezing. She's like jumping up and down. His brother's giving him a hard time, and he's making up lies. He goes out. He talks to Bowen. He's like, look, I don't know if I want to keep lying to everybody. It doesn't feel good to lie to my family and lie to like the world. So what's up with the popo?
Oh, sorry, that's me.
Look, if you couldn't
Rebecca's
tell,
getting
Rebecca
arrested.
lives in DC. Rebecca lives
live-
in DC,
Right in there.
right in the DC. So there's a lot happening,
No, it's fine.
But Bowen's like, I'm not ready to go public with you. I'm not ready to be in a public relationship with anybody. It's been like so traumatic, like my past relationships, that I don't want to put myself through that or you through that. And they decide to like take a break.
That's right. Can't do it.
Gotta
Can't
take
do
a
it.
break.
And I know I said that I could, but I can't. And so that's, admirable.
Yeah.
Admirable.
Just being in the
Because they're
dark.
starting to like each other too much.
That's right. And
Right.
they pinky promised.
Yeah.
Mhm.
They did. So Jeannie Mai talks Bowen through the breakup, giving her a pep talk in Taylor Swift lyrics. It's only exclusively. It finally becomes Thanksgiving. Oh, you have something, Rebecca?
Well, we missed. So one of the football players comes out and catches them. making
Oh,
out.
right. Yeah.
And then, this is right before they have the will we, won't we conversation. And he's like, well, can I tell my girlfriend Cassandra, which is another Taylor Swift song.
Cassandra.
The name Cassandra is the name of a Taylor Swift song.
Wow.
Is there a Taylor Swift song called Patrick?
I don't think so, Patrick. I'm so sorry.
Okay, I'm just checking. I just, I didn't know Cassandra had one, so maybe I had one.
I'll write you one, Patrick.
Marcus has it.
Oh, thank you. Oh,
I'll write
Marcus
one.
has one?
Yeah.
Steven.
Yeah.
There's a Steven.
There's a Hey Steven, yeah.
Hey, Steven.
Hey,
Steve.
Steven. What's
How
up?
are you doing? Hey, Steven.
I would listen to this song. Yeah.
You're in for a bruise, and hey,
A
Steven.
bruising. What in
Lord
the world is this song
Steven.
about?
No, you have to listen to the whole thing.
All right.
The bridge is
So
tough.
after the lovely
Yes,
speech
FW.
about from Taylor Swift lyrics that we just did, basically
Right.
we reenacted Jeannie Mai's speech
Hey,
there.
Steven.
Bowen and Jeannie Mai show up to the football game in the family's box seats. They're cheering him on. The relationship is public. There was some like the press, like we start getting like clips of the press now, like starting to talk about the relationship
Yes.
too. And they're like really shady, like news, like just the worst.
Yeah.
They're just so mean.
This is I think it's called off the field or something. So it's kind of like the ESPN
Yeah.
Sports Center desk or whatever that.
Okay.
I don't watch ESPN either, but that kind of like talk show.
Okay.
They're
Makes
really
sense.
talking it
Yeah.
up, though.
Yeah.
Talking
it
up.
up.
Yeah. And the family like loves Bowen, of course. They invite her to join them for Thanksgiving on Black Friday.
Mhm.
So they go public, and the rumors are swirling about Bowen using Drew to gain new fans from the NFL, or
Mhm.
maybe they say the NBL or another abbreviation
Bomb-
of some kind.
Bombtown, USA, etc.
But yeah,
that's what they
expand the
call it.
audience. Expand the audience. But Bowen's like, I don't care. Like, I'm gonna just live my life. She takes Drew to like all these fancy events, and he like just eats all the hors d'oeuvres. Like that's really, he's there to like hold a purse and eat hors d'oeuvres.
That's right. And
Right.
there's one fancy event where Hudson Peters kind of corners her and does this whole like, I know what's going on here. And she like sarcastically is like, oh, you know me, I'm only dating him for publicity. It's what I need, blah, 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 type of thing. And I'm thinking,
He's
oh,
a big dumb jock.
yes. So I'm thinking he's overhearing all of this because I've seen
you've seen a
few of
Hallmark
these
movie
You've
or
seen a
1,000.
Lifetime movie.
That's
Yeah.
right. But that's not exactly what happens with this conversation. Although it does lead
No.
ultimately to a misunderstanding. But that's not what happens. But we'll get there.
It does.
There are also so many Taylor Swift references in this particular scene.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
So
Oh, yeah.
they walk in and he says, you're the best thing at this party, which is from a Taylor Swift song called You're Losing Me.
Wow.
And then when the ex-boyfriend comes up, she says that he thinks he's Wonderland because there's the he calls her the Alice to his Mad Hatter. And there's a Taylor Swift song called Wonderland.
Wow.
Wow, man, we're
Yeah.
we're doing it.
And to think I just thought I watched a movie.
Yeah.
I'm learning so
and
much.
Can
It's
I
so
tell you
educational.
why I'm going to end up, and I don't want to spoil it, I'm going to end up putting a cork in this movie is because I would have been somewhere in between your viewing experience and Rebekah's viewing experience, which is I'm catching a few of these. I know there's a lot more, and it would just be a big eye roll for me because I'm not a fan enough to really dig in and get in the weeds, but I wasn't watching it like you and just didn't notice any of them. Like I would have been somewhere in between, and I would have been like, I know this movie's trying to play on two levels without getting the permission to play on any, and it would drive me nuts. Sorry, go ahead.
There's a deep cut here that I don't know if they meant to do, but his last name is Peters. And she says, grow up, Peter, which is the name of another song. And there's a lot of, Taylor Swift has a lot of like Peter Pan and Wendy
Interesting.
imagery in several of her songs. And so I thought she said grow up, Peter, but grow up, Peters.
Interesting.
I don't know.
Well,
all right. Well, I'm
That
gonna
may
give
have
it to
been on
you.
accident.
Yeah.
But
well, I don't think the screenwriter clearly didn't mean to do any of
The
these.
screenwriter
Total
this is
accident.
all just
so-
an absolute
right.
Yeah.
misunderstanding. This movie's been in the hopper
Yeah.
for a decade.
Decade.
There's nothing.
That's right.
There's no way.
Definitely not about Taylor Swift.
No, you're reading into it.
This is also the point where they left because we are never getting back together
Mhm.
would be too on the nose, right? So they
course.
she never says that, even though perfect opportunity.
I know.
Yeah.
Yeah,
she
that's the
could've-
kind of movie I thought we were gonna get. Is
Yeah.
that movie? Yeah.
Right.
Deep
Nope.
cuts only. We can't get in trouble for this.
We
It's
can't
a
get in
deep
trouble
cut.
for it. It was just an accident. Like, grow up, Peters. Like, you don't know if that's a
You
thing
don't
or
know.
not. We don't
Could be
know.
anything.
So they have this conversation.
They do. And she leaves with Drew and tells him he's the best boyfriend ever because he's like a little like feeling like a fish out of water. He's not feeling great. And they kiss and it's like very romantic. It's like super romantic. And then Drew gets a call from his agent and he is getting like an offer to go to the LA football team.
That's right. Big
I-
money.
unna-
Big
unnamed.
money.
Double the salary.
What?
He's so excited.
It's the LA knife fight. I don't know.
Yeah, something. They don't say
All the team names are
though,
very violent in this list.
right. But Bowen doesn't seem so happy about it. She seems like she wants to stay in town with his family, and like she like seems to be not excited about him going to LA because he would be changing. He would be changing too much.
She doesn't want
And-
to move.
Yes.
Got it.
No. Jeannie Mai says, all too well. I caught that one.
There you
She
are.
said the all too well. But she gives the advice. More Taylor Swift lyrics, I'm sure, are in that. But basically, she comes around and she's like, okay, well, if he wants to move to LA, that's a good thing. He wants to be with me. That's a good thing. Suddenly, Bran, tell me if this came out of nowhere. I was watching a dollop of Daisy commercial, and then all of a sudden the brothers are fighting.
Been there. But yes, I do feel like the brother fight did come out of nowhere. He tells his brother about this offer, and his brother gets really mad, and he kind of talks about, how he just
He
kinda
doesn't talk. He doesn't talk. Bran. He
yells.
screams.
Yeah, that's right.
He says, "I'm tired of living in your shadow." And I said, "Living in your shadow? That's an Ashley Simpson reference.
Living
What are we
in
doing?
your
Let's go.
someone else's dream.
What are
So
we
we've got
doing?
Mandy Moore and Ashley Simpson also getting shout outs
That's right.
in this episode.
Screenwriter
so we're
doing
can't get in
doing
trouble
it.
for this.
That's right.
Can't
No
get
way.
in trouble.
Right.
But he did. It was a boisterous conversation.
Which is wild because a brother that played football would never be mad at his other brother for leaving to take more money to play football. That happens all the time. It would never.
That's what I wrote down.
Oh, perfect.
I was like, why would the football brother not, or why would they act like he doesn't understand the business?
If anyone would understand it, it would be him. Like that would be
Right.
number one on the list of people that would cut you some slack and be like, "This is the right thing to do."
For sure.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
ridiculous.
I also felt like there was some of this, like maybe he even said it, but like you're only getting this deal because of Bowen, like some of that type of thing. And he's like, I can do this myself. Like I'm a
can
good
do it with a
player.
broken heart. That's what I've said for
You
years.
said it, bud.
Yeah.
There you go. Our Donna Kelsey stand-in. I really like this actress, the mom. The mom.
Yeah, she was great.
She takes Drew outside. She's so good, and she's like, I can understand why you're feeling this way, and like why you feel like you're living in the shadow. Because like it was just easier. You two were brothers. We had you just do all the same things growing up. So you just kind of played football because your brother played football, and so on and so forth. And you never got to be like the leader of your own thing. So you should just take a minute, think about what you want to do, and then do that because. Yeah, it's not fair. You shouldn't be just doing whatever your brother does or whatever your brother says.
That's right.
It was a good talk. It was a good talk.
Good talk.
Good talk.
Yeah, it was like a Mike Brady level
Oh, wow.
yeah.
Sage advice.
Yeah, Mike
Loving
Brady.
wisdom.
sage advice.
All right.
Yes. Hudson Peters,
Mhm.
our Jake Gyllenhaal stand-in, leaks the conversation to the press
Oh.
where
What a
Apparently
DB.
he's mic'd. Like they're recording some sort of documentary or something, and
There was a lady following him with a camera phone and a ring light.
ring light,
yeah, and that's all you
a
need.
plugged-in ring light, like with an extension cord.
And so he has the audio of her saying the thing sarcastically and just
Yeah.
leaks that part of the conversation. So a different take on the misunderstanding for what it's worth,
Yeah. And Drew is upset, like he thinks it's real. A lot of bad press comes, and this is where like the press gets negative, and they're like, she's never gonna have a boyfriend. She's talking about people like that. But very quickly, the Hudson Peters assistant quits and releases the whole clip. and says, "Look, we were trying to manipulate the media.
Instead
it's
of
all
3
good."
years later. Yeah.
Yeah,
right.
instead of 3 years
Release the
later.
Hudson Peters assistance cut. And they did. To their credit, they did.
Oh, good.
So Bowen deals with the breakup the only way she knows how. She writes a song. She strums on a guitar clumsily and sings some lyrics about love being a game,
That's right.
Mhm.
a football game, if you will.
A football
If you
game.
will.
Yeah.
And I will.
Bran, I know you play guitar. Was she really playing guitar in this movie? I couldn't
So
tell.
interesting. Thanks for bringing it up.
Great question, Patrick.
At the gala where she plays the whole song,
Yeah.
she is playing real chords, but
I thought so.
but the chords don't match what's being played, which is interesting. So she clearly knows how to play guitar, but she wasn't the one responsible for writing that song.
Right.
So
I was like,
yeah,
this hand looks like it's doing things. The
she's
one
doing
up by
stuff.
the net.
She's changing
And
chords.
the one-
yeah,
The other one, I was like, I don't know if the strums are going with the strumming.
yeah. I think but also she's like she
Those
was
are
just
technical terms for you listeners at home. I don't know if the strums are going with the strumming, but
she was just changing chords, and that's more than what most people do. So
Yeah.
good there.
Right. And the while we're on this little Christmas gala performance, the song that she performs is a song she writes for Drew, and it's very Michelle Branchy.
okay.
It's very Michelle Branchy. The guitar.
Yeah, I can see that.
me.
Yeah, it was very the same like. Did
Did you
know? Like,
did
I'm
you
like-
notice that sounded like the Goo Goo Dolls?
That's right.
Did you?
Would you like
Well,
Where's
also,
my
Did you notice how there was one Christmas tree behind her that was potentially the brightest Christmas tree I've ever seen? That tree was
Yeah.
so bright. I
Something
even
was
showed
about
it.
to catch on
I was like,
fire.
"You got to look at this."
He showed me a still.
I
It was
couldn't believe it.
unbelievable.
All the other trees are normal, and then there's just one that's like, bah! It was a lot.
Yeah.
I mean, that's aspirational, right?
Yeah.
I think so.
That's that discount tire money. Can't hide
That's
it.
right. You can't. There's nothing you can do.
There you go. So the Christmas gala is, of course, for the football team. It brings everyone back together. But before this performance, we get a little scene where the niece gives Drew a bracelet, and
Right.
it's the Taylor Swift friendship bracelet. We all have them for Bramblefest.
That's right.
So that's another nod that I caught. That I was like, oh, the bracelet.
Yes.
Yeah. I made one for a hockey player. Haven't been able to give it to him yet. We all
Oh,
make
be
friendship
careful. He'll
bracelets.
fall in love with you.
What's the
Listen.
hockey player? Can we shout him out? Can we try
A
to get
girl
some?
can dream.
Yeah.
His name is Jacob Vrana. He plays for the Washington Capitals.
Okay, Jacob Brana, if you're listening,
If you're
a
listening.
big DTH fan.
Come on.
Trying
You
to get
never
a
know.
friendship bracelet to you, bro.
Gotta shoot my shot. It
You
worked
have
for Drew and Bowen,
It did work for Drew and
It
who
Bob.
are
did.
definitely not Travis and Taylor.
That's right.
No,
No
Yep.
way.
Definitely not.
any comparison's
Uh,
completely coincidental.
That's right.
The song isn't terrible at the Christmas gala,
Mhm.
and she gives a speech, and she promises not to fumble her chance at love again.
And she's like,
And-
yeah, I'll make it perfectly clear this song is about Drew. Does one of those things where she's like, this is what this song is about.
Yeah, and then Drew runs in, and he's like, "I love you," and they're like, "Let's go, let's freaking go."
She says, before kissing, she says,
Freaking go, man.
she says, let's freaking go. Before
Which
Which is
is
they-
the second time that's happened.
let's freaking go.
Oh, let's freaking go.
And- This was where she's like, I promise I'll love you. And he comes in and he's like, is that a pinky promise?
Oh,
And yeah, that was gross. I didn't like that part.
No,
Let's
no, we
freaking
don't.
go.
Yeah, we're adults. We don't
freaking
pinky
go.
swear anymore. We get a final scene of Christmas morning. He gives her a present. His present to her is a puzzle piece because she's the missing piece of him,
That's right.
and she gives him. I forget
The
what she
puzzle.
gives
So
him.
here's the thing that
puzzle.
was crazy to me
Oh.
is she gives him the puzzle that they put together that was
Yeah?
missing the piece at the cabin. He gives her the missing puzzle piece, and then she puts the puzzle piece onto the. So there's no
Yeah.
glass covering that sucker.
no.
This is a picture frame where at
You
any
can
given
just
time
still
the puzzle
fix the
pieces
puzzle.
can still just pop
What's the
out.
point of the frame?
There is none.
None.
There's
That's
no
right.
point.
Yeah.
But it happened, and they did it, and that's the movie.
Wow.
That's
you did it.
the movie.
Mm.
Okay, so now it is time for us to say whether we would put a cork in it or pour it up. We'll start with Dan because we already kind of know where he's going. But Dan, what are your thoughts?
Yeah, I've got to put a cork in this because I heard the "let's freaking go" thing. No,
Let's
it's
freaking go.
no. I think that like from what has been described to me, I think I would hate this movie. And Taylor Swift isn't for me, but like she's undeniable. She's an amazing songwriter. She's a whirlwind. She's a boss bee of a human being who makes great decisions.
Boss baby?
At Boss Baby, yeah, different thing altogether. She makes great business decisions. She thinks things through. She empathizes. She is she's a magnate that is better at being a magnate than people that spend their lives studying business to try to be magnates are. She's an unbelievable person and pop star. Not my thing, but that doesn't mean she's not good. She's amazing. This movie trying to capitalize on her, good for him. I don't care. I'm fascinated to see if she watched it or not. I think the problem is from what I've heard, it seems like really deep cut references by the dozens and lines like "let's freaking go." And I don't want those two things to me add up to absolutely not ever. I don't want to watch it. So maybe the movie's better than that. I'm seeing some chatter in the chat that it is better than that. But for me and my house, no. So that's what I'm going with. I'm going to put a cork in it.
And that's fair. That's fair.
Yeah, I think that's fair.
Rebekah, as the Swiftie, let's see what you think, because I feel like it could go either way.
I wrote down, ew, why do I kind of like it? And then later wrote down, I hate that I like this so much. Because, when you watch a Lifetime movie, you have to suspend reality a little bit. So if you can divorce it from the Taylor and Travis of it all, because, again, not about
No. Uh-oh.
a terrible movie.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a bad movie. It's a made-for-TV movie on Lifetime, but it's not terrible. And I really enjoyed the deep cuts. So I think I'd pour it up.
Okay. And Bran?
In the words of Bowen,
Let's freaking go.
let's freaking go. I loved it. I thought it was fantastic. I had a blast. The chemistry with these two was off the charts.
See, I don't get any of this
Or
during this. You know what I mean? Like,
as Bowen would probably say, off the freaking charts.
Yeah.
It was lovely. Yeah, there was some great chemistry between these two and some great moments. It worked. And the music wasn't bad. So a big win for Bran. Really enjoyed it. And I don't care about these two at all. So
there you have it.
there you go.
There
Patrick?
you go. And so I would say, along the lines of so we watch a lot of Christmas movies at Christmas. This was not very Christmas related. It just was set at Christmas or around the holidays. Not even Christmas had little to nothing to do with this movie. So I think that helped it in a way, because we're just getting a love story, and which is a Taylor Swift song. And we're getting a nice love story. It's more about the chemistry of the actors, less about the plot, less about anything the Taylor Swift of it all.
Yeah.
It was two good actors who had nice chemistry.
They
and
were
fun to
both
watch
really
for an
good.
hour and a half. Yeah. So no synopsis or recap's going to do this movie justice. You just got to watch it and get in the vibes. And then if you are a Taylor Swift fan, I think that you would be like, oh God, I like this movie. Yeah. And it also has a bunch of references to something that I already like.
Let's freaking go.
Wow. And it wasn't very Christmassy and you didn't care?
No, yeah, this was barely Christmassy.
Normally that's a big deal breaker for you.
Yeah, chemistry was good.
Yeah.
I don't know to tell you.
Wow.
Yeah.
Chemistry was good.
Seems like a sliding scale there. I didn't get any of that, obviously. You guys did a great job of keeping your opinions close to the vest. I just, based upon what I had, it's an absolute no-go. But it sounds like I need to give it a shot, guys.
Uh-huh.
Should we watch it?
Should we?
You guys should watch it together.
Yeah.
I mean,
definitely.
only on company time. I'm not watching it in my spare time. We should watch it. We can watch it.
Yeah, you guys should watch it. It'll be a
We
lot
can
of fun.
turn it on while he's doing Christmas morning tomorrow.
We did it. Amen. Congratulations to us. Patrick,
Yay.
Rebekah, anything else for the people?
I can't hear her.
I don't
but,
know. For some reason, we lost Rebekah, but
Jason,
Rebekah was great.
Jason Vorma, if you're out there, what was his name?
I don't
What was his
remember,
name?
but he's great.
Paul Vorhaus. What's his name? I don't remember his name now.
Lars Vorsh.
Yeah. We're having a 2 peppermint mocha moment.
Yeah, we are.
Here.
Yeah, it's okay.
That's okay.
Yeah.
Patrick, anything else for the people?
No, I think we'll see you next week. It's gonna be amazing.
We're actually off next week, but we will.
Oh, right.
but we'll
right,
be back.
right. I knew that.
We'll be back in 2 weeks for Make or
Do it.
Bake Christmas. Make or Bake Christmas, which is a lot of fun. Rebekah, I think you're working again.
Yay. Okay, great. I'm back.
Anything else you want to say to the people?
Sorry about
or
that.
people can follow you or anything like that. Anything last thing you want to say?
Sure. I'm on Instagram at Rebekah Frese, just my name.
Freeze boy.
Yeah, this is great.
Love it.
Amazing.
Thanks for joining
Thanks
us,
for
Rebekah.
having
We
me.
appreciate
This
it.
was so much fun.
Yay.
LifetimeOnCork.com, all holiday season, all movies, all the
The
time.
time.
Until next time, maybe the first to wish you a Merry Christmas.
Deck the Hallmark's the Bramble Jam podcast is produced by Aaron Shea. For more information on Deck the Hallmark, you can go to deckthehallmark.com. For more information on the Deck the Hallmark family, you can go to bramblejamplus.com. Deck the Hallmark is presented by Philo TV. For a free trial of Philo, go to philo.tv/DTH.